basic theory of a play group is dogs that play in the yard, get along, have fun, without too much of our interaction. So one of the big problems we tend to do in play groups is we overmanage the play groups. Okay, so the idea to a play group is it starts with 3 dogs. It's an interaction with the dogs. We're not training dogs to be in the play group, right? So we're managing the play group, but we're not managing the dogs in the play group per se. So I want you to think about a yard full of dogs. The dogs are running, the dogs are playing, the dogs might even interact and they might have a scuffle, they might growl at each other, they may mount each other. That will correct. But for the most part, I want to see dogs having a good time without us putting pressure on them. And one of the things that will drive Lewis and I nuts is if every time dogs are starting to get together to play, you're on top of them and you're breaking them up. That's a really bad habit and often causes issues with dogs because sometimes dogs are just playing. They'll growl and play and they'll even sometimes grab onto each other like you saw the dogs in the video doing. That's the way dogs play. Humans play by wrestling and grabbing each other and throwing each other down. Dogs do the same thing, they use their mouths. So I want you to think about that when we're doing the playgroup, when we bring the dogs in, and understand the difference between shelter dogs and pets. That pets, we know them, we know their characteristics, we know their drives, we know their good sides, their bad sides and everything. Here, we don't know anything. We know what the owners told us, which might well be a lie. We know what we've seen, which might well change with other people with a dog. A dog's going to respond one way to Lewis and I, it's going to respond another way to Sherry and Andrew, it's going to respond another way to Tina and Hector, it's going to respond different to each person. So be aware that your energy can throw the energy of the whole group, you know, because if you just get one dog in there that's a little bit off, that's going to skew all the rest of the dogs in the group. So there's some things, first of all, remember 3 dogs constitutes a play group. 2 dogs is not a group. 2 dogs is a couple. 3 dogs is a group. So 3 or more dogs constitute a play group. That is on the test. You'll need to understand that there's certain warning signs of dogs that are not suited for play groups. The first one is if a dog is always looking to escape the yard. Right? He's just trying to get out, right? He's like at the fence, he's at the gate, he's in the corners, he's actively looking to escape the yard, constantly. If a dog's like not playing with the group, we're good with that. We like that. We like spectator dogs. So that means they'll just sit in the corner and kind of watch. Dog comes up to him, dog moves, goes over here. Totally cool. Not an issue with that. Dogs that actively avoid interaction with another dog. So if a dog comes up to it and the dog runs away, and then like you see a tail between its legs, runs away, and it keeps running away from every dog that comes near it, that dog is actively avoiding the play group, okay? If he sits there and dog comes up to him and he just doesn't, he ignores him, totally cool. Even if he growls at him once, I don't care. As long as he doesn't go after him or actively avoid it. If a dog is always hiding behind a person, and you'll see that's more than likely gonna be one of us because we're gonna be in charge of the group, or it'll be somebody who the dog knows. Like if a dog knows you from here and has too tight of a bond with you, that dog will hide behind you. If he keeps doing that, that's gonna cause a fight. It will take that dog out. That being said, we'll work with the dogs a little bit. He and I will work with the dogs more than you should, right? But, because we're trying to show you what to look for. You may not be ready to do that. You may, you'll see. But if dogs get aggressive, now remember I said a dog can kind of growl and like avoid another dog, but if a dog gets progressively aggressive, I mean, in other words, he goes after the other dog when it comes near him, he's out. Well, correct.